Have you ever felt that despite all your efforts, despite your degrees, your sacrifices, and your long hours, something was just not quite right, as if money and success were never worth the price paid? What if I told you that true wealth no longer depends only on what you do, but on who you really are? This is not an abstract idea. It is a truth that Carl Jung glimpsed more than a century ago. Your authenticity, your contradictions, your hidden parts, everything you have repressed. This is what can become your most powerful resource today. The world is changing. The old rules are crumbling, and those who can harmonize their inner lives with what they offer the world will become not only free, but also prosperous. 1. The real capital, oneself. We've been led to believe that wealth is the result of effort, sacrifice, and status alone. That a degree, a stable job, and silent sacrifices are the only paths to security and success. Yet a disturbing reality is becoming increasingly evident. Many who have followed this path to the letter feel a sense of emptiness. They've ticked all the boxes, but inside, they ring hollow. This unease is no accident. It's a sign that the classic definition of wealth is outdated. Today, the real currency is no longer just money, but authenticity. It's no longer a question of, what do you have, but who are you? The world is changing, and what attracts people is no longer polished perfection, but sincerity embodied. We no longer seek impeccable models. We seek people in whom we can recognize ourselves. And this recognition lies not in the image we project, but in the very essence we dare to reveal. Carl Jung understood this long before the era of social media and the digital economy. He reminded us that man is not what he endures, but what he chooses to become. In a society that valued conformity, he already affirmed that true value is born from the courage to seek out oneself. Today, this idea is more concrete than ever. The companies, creators, and leaders who make a lasting impression are not those who reproduce existing patterns, but those who dare to be fully themselves. Look around you. Why does some content resonate deeply, even if it's neither perfect nor technically impressive? Because it resonates, because it reveals a raw truth that others don't dare to express aloud. It's not performance that magnetizes, but transparency. In a world saturated with facades, authenticity has become rare, and therefore precious. Your true capital lies not in what you do to meet expectations, but in who you are when you stop playing a role. Therein lies the resource that naturally attracts, unites, and inspires trust. The paradox is that the more you dare to be true, the more you prosper. 2. Individuation. The key to influence. Have you ever felt like you have two lives coexisting within you? The one you show to others, well-framed and presentable, and the one you hide, full of contradictions, unacknowledged desires, and weaknesses you dare not show. Jung called this process of encountering oneself individuation. It is not a complicated theory, but a path that everyone is called to travel, integrating what they accept and what they reject about themselves. In reality, many people live trapped inside a smaller version of themselves. They present a coherent image, a reassuring facade, but inside they feel disconnected. This disconnection creates an invisible fatigue, that of constantly playing a role, and it is precisely this gap that prevents abundance from flowing. Because prosperity is not fueled by masks, but by alignment. Imagine for a moment that your hidden parts, your anger, your strange dreams, your repressed creative impulses are not flaws, but untapped resources. This is the paradox of individuation. What you thought you had to bury actually becomes your most powerful driving force. The shadow, as Jung called it, is not a danger to be fled, but a potential to be seized. And here's the key. By integrating these forgotten aspects, you become magnetic. People sense that you're not playing, but telling the truth. They perceive the consistency between your words and your personality. And it's this consistency that inspires trust, far more than any degree or status. In a world where everything is manufactured, what captivates is what doesn't deceive. Look around you. Those who truly influence are not the most perfect, but those who fully embrace their identity, both light and shadow. They don't seek to please everyone, but to be whole. And this integrity becomes their economic and spiritual strength. 3. Monetizing your experience without betraying your truth. You've been told your whole life that only a certification, a diploma, or official recognition can make you feel valued. But look around you. How many people with degrees still can't find their place or even love themselves? And conversely, how many individuals, sometimes without impressive academic backgrounds, manage to inspire, guide, or even thrive? The truth is simple. It's not an institution that values you. It's what you've experienced, assimilated, and what you're able to pass on. Your experience is your authority, not in the sense that you play the victim or seek pity, but in the ability to transform your wounds into guidance for others. What you have survived, what you have learned from failure, pain, or loss, these are keys that others desperately seek. Why do you think stories of transformation resonate so much? Because they awaken a truth. Suffering is not an end. It can become a resource. But be careful. It's not about selling your story to make easy money. Those who fall into this trap end up betraying themselves. Monetizing your experience is about honoring it. It's about recognizing that your path can be of use to someone else, and that getting something in return is not only right, but necessary. So ask yourself, why do you continue to keep quiet about the most important chapters of your story? For fear of being judged, for fear that others won't understand. Yet, this is precisely where your strength lies. People no longer seek theoretical discourse or formalized truths. They want to hear an authentic voice, see a face marked by life, and feel that behind the words lies a tangible authenticity. Your greatest wealth lies not in what you've tried to imitate, but in what you've experienced and transformed. And it's by sharing this truth, without exaggeration or concealment, that you create an impact that naturally attracts attention, trust, and opportunity. 4. Creativity as an economic resource. Look around you. Machines, artificial intelligence, algorithms, all can produce faster than you, more efficiently, sometimes even with impressive precision. So, where does your value still lie in this world that automates everything? It lies where no machine can ever replace you, in your creativity, not in the romantic sense of the cursed artist, but in your unique ability to express a vision, an idea, a truth that no one else can express like you. Creativity isn't just for painters or musicians. It manifests in how you tell a story, convey an emotion, or transform an intuition into something tangible. It's the language of the heart, and it translates differently for everyone. Some write, others speak. Some create spaces for connection, or imagine original solutions. But the common thread always remains the same. What comes from your essence touches others because it's true. Today, people don't just pay for a product or service. They pay for resonance. They want to feel that there's a soul behind what they consume. That's why a song recorded in a bedroom can move millions of people, while a perfect but cold production falls into oblivion. It's not perfection that matters, but sincerity. And here's what many don't dare say. Your creativity can be your most sustainable economic resource. It doesn't run out when you use it. On the contrary, it regenerates itself through sharing. Every idea you put into the world creates a connection with someone who's been waiting for exactly that. So why deprive yourself of bringing these creative impulses to life? Why believe that it's not serious or not profitable? In this new economy, it's precisely your difference, your singular perspective, your unique way of interpreting reality that becomes an asset. Where many imitate you, your authentic creativity becomes your asset. And if you dare to fully embrace it, it becomes not only a source of expression, but also a true path to abundance. 5. Build an aligned community. It's often believed that to be successful, you need to be seen by thousands, even millions of people. But the truth is much simpler. You don't need an anonymous audience, but a circle that truly resonates with you. 10 people who believe in what you embody are worth more than 10,000 watching you from afar. Because lasting prosperity isn't based on the quantity, but on the quality of the connections you create. Building a united community isn't about accumulating followers like you collect numbers. It's about creating a space where everyone feels recognized, understood, and supported. And that's precisely the power of our times. Everyone is looking for places to belong, circles where they can share their struggles, discoveries, and inner journeys. If you can offer that, you become a role model. This community can take 1,000 forms: a small online group, a subscription platform, focus groups, or even physical meetings. It's not the format that matters, but the energy you bring to it. When people feel that your intention isn't to use them, but to support them, they become invested. That's when a natural exchange is created. Trust paves the way for support, and that support can also be financial. What changes everything is sincerity. A community isn't an audience to be conquered, but a relationship to be cultivated. Those who listen to you don't just want information. They want a connected experience. They want to feel that their presence matters, that their stories resonate with yours. And when you offer that, you no longer need to chase visibility. It's the members themselves who become the guardians of your message, who carry it and spread it, because they identify deeply with it. So, forget about convincing the masses. Focus on real connections, those that revolve around your truth. A united community isn't just a source of income. It's a vibrant space that nourishes you as much as it nourishes those around you. And it's this reciprocity that transforms a mere audience into a true human economy. Here's the truth. The new game isn't about following an external model, but about building an internal life. The more you are in tune with yourself, the more abundance flows. It's not magic, it's a natural consequence. So if these words resonate with you, don't let this reflection fade into mere thought. Put it into practice. Start by exploring your shadows, honoring your gifts, and creating spaces where others can grow alongside you. Subscribe, share this video with those who need it, and above all, dare to build an economy rooted in your truth. For wisdom only becomes meaningful when it is lived.